Hello, it's been a while since I've done one of these. This is a video response to a video by Dave, Lawnboys Post 1975, he answered a question he was asked by one of his viewers. If you don't make content on YouTube, can you criticise those who do? Because it is an interesting question. As someone who has made videos for quite a long while, my opinion on this has varied and shifted and changed over the years. Kind of around the time that I started out, or after a little while maybe. Critical comments, not trolling, but stuff, oh, you could have done this better, or you should have done that, should have, or those of you who are familiar with me, should have is like, it's a trigger word, it's a tripwire for me. I hate it, even though I use it myself. Nothing if not a complete hypocrite on occasion. Yeah, you know, if I received criticism, constructive or otherwise, I would go and look at that person's channel, and if they had done nothing, no content, I would be very dismissive. It's like, you ain't done shit. Who the hell are you to criticise what I'm doing? And there is a certain validity to that point of view, and it's something Dave spoke about in his video, in that if you don't make videos, you don't understand the difficulties that can be involved in making a video. You don't know how hard it might be to look at a camera and talk, or technical aspects, you know, video quality, image quality, sound quality, all of these things. It can be really difficult, and some of us work within limitations. Maybe we choose to remain limited in certain ways, and maybe it's just a financial or technical thing. Some things are beyond our ability. But someone who doesn't make videos may not be aware of those aspects, and so you, as a video maker, you'll be like, who the hell are you to criticise what I'm doing when you ain't done shit? And it is a valid view, and I'm not going to say whether that is the right or wrong attitude for a person to take. It's just a point of view. It's not strictly my view now. Sometimes I feel that way, and I have to give myself a bit of a talking to, because I watch movies, films, cinema type stuff, you know, feature films. I love them. I watch lots of them, and I can look at a film and say, special effects on that were a bit shit, or the script was awful, or the dialogue was awful, or the acting was shite. I can't act. I am not a special effects expert, I'm not a film producer, I'm not a film director, but I can look at a film and know whether I think it was shit or not. And if that director or actor or whatnot was, if it was done in a, like YouTube or I don't know, do they have a Twitter account or a Facebook account? You know, is it possible to say, you know, send them a tweet saying, that film you were in, that was shit. I don't know, but I can see that there would be people who would do that and feel they have the right to do that. But in terms of artistic criticism, I know I can look at something and decide for myself, is that crap? I don't make films, but I still know what I like. And YouTube viewers have the right to have an opinion. You know, even if they don't make videos, that doesn't matter. Their opinion is still valid. You might not agree with it, but they have the right, I think, to say what they think. And this is Polaventris, I think, hit the nail on the head. They have the right to share their opinion, to say what they think, and as a video maker you have the right to ignore them. And that really is kind of what it comes down to. My approach to dealing with criticism on YouTube over the years has changed and varied, and will probably continue to vary depending on what mood I'm in at the time, I guess. It used to be, there would be times I would receive criticism and I would be like, who the hell are you to say blah? You know, you don't know what you're talking about till you've done this, shut the hell up. Something like, I would take that kind of approach, maybe being quite hostile in that manner. I was a bullshit twat and sometimes still am. These days, I mean, there are different kinds of criticism. There are the technical side, when people say, oh, you should have done this, or you should use a capture card. I'm like, I have a capture card, I choose not to use one, it suits my purposes. Those kind of criticisms I answer in that manner. You know, I choose to do it this way. If you want better production values, go watch someone else's channel, because this is how I do it. I get the, wow, you should have read the instructions. And I used to be really quite, it would wind me up really quite badly. I'm kind of reaching the point now, if I respond to them, it's in the same way as the last one. It's like, that's not what I do, that's missing the point of this channel. It is all about first play experience, the first time you pick it up and you don't know what you're doing, and that's what I'm trying to capture here. And I'll tell them that. And so, but more often than not now, if someone says something and I don't agree with them and they're not outright trolling, I just don't answer. It's like, because there is I mean, having done this so long, I have explained myself so many times to so many people, and there will be a large proportion of my audience who know how it works and know why I do the things that I do and why I do them, how I do them, and blah. But there are always going to be new viewers who don't know and don't get it and will leave comments. There was one recently. You know, this video would have been much better if you'd read the instructions, and I was just like, you must be new here. And I am just reaching the point where I just don't bother to reply. Because how often can you repeat yourself? I can understand to a new viewer who's not familiar with what I do and why I do what I do, how I do it, blah, that they would look at a gameplay video where I'm playing badly and they're going to think, what the hell is this guy doing? You know, to someone who's new, they're not going to know the backstory behind the channel. So it's a fair enough thing for them to think what they think. I suppose what in an ideal world, which we absolutely don't live in, a new viewer who's brand new to a channel would perhaps get to know what that channel is about before they comment and basically put their foot in their mouth and say one of those things that just makes me think, duh. You know, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, I would play better if I practiced and read the instructions. Of course I would. I've been doing this for 7 years. Do you think I don't know that by now? You know, that's what goes through my head. But you have to accept that people aren't going to get to know the channel before they comment, because people just want to comment. You know, it's like, hey, is this guy playing shit? Let's tell him he's playing like shit. It happens. People are like that. You can either kick off at them and tell them, yeah, duh, which means if you're going to get a lot of comments like that over a long period of time, you're going to be feeling pretty pissed off for a lot. Or you can just let it wash over you. And it's taken me a long time to really reach the point where I can let it wash over me. Maybe it's because I'm not making videos every day anymore. 1 or 2 a week, something like that. So I still get plenty of comments, the interactivity is still great, but it's not the avalanche that I was faced with doing a video every day. So perhaps I don't get quite so wound up, because I did. I don't know how well I was able to, I don't know how much that came across in comments or in videos or whatever. But that is my view, I think. Yeah, people are going to comment. People who don't make videos, they have a right to comment. They have a valid opinion. It is valid. You might not agree with it, but, you know, I look at games from the perspective of someone who hasn't played them before or hasn't played them in years and doesn't know how to play them, in the same way that people are going to come to my channel unfamiliar with it, and they're going to comment without knowing the backstory. It's the same thing. So I play badly, they comment badly. I guess it's fair. What can you expect? Come along to something brand new and you're not going to know what you're doing. That's how it is. So you just kind of have to find a way to deal with that. And you can either get annoyed, or you can address it and put them straight and explain it to them, or you can just let it wash over you and ignore them. Choice is yours. But yeah, they have a right. I suppose you have the ability to take that right away by blocking them. I don't block anyone or remove comments unless they're outright offensive or insulting, in which case they're like block, delete, you name it. But yeah, I think that covers that. It's an interesting subject, and one that I've pondered a lot over the years, really. Okay. Thank you to Dave for posing such an interesting question, and his viewer who asked it of him. Yeah. And thank you for watching.
Now see here, there's this Benway chap who's paid me lots of money to tell you you should subscribe. So, you know, if you feel like it, I don't care. Bend over more like, ha!